Hi, I'm Trainer Dan, and today we're going to be looking at the easy bar curl. Not as in easy, but E and Z, or E and Z. Yes? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, we've got an easy bar. It's not loaded up very heavy, because I'm just demonstrating. So, the easy bar curl on a standard grip is built for strength. Just because where the hands sit, which will be under here, I will pick it up. That positioning there kind of really encourages the engagement of the brachialis, which is always the case anyway with biceps. Your tendency is always going to be, your body's going to naturally want to engage the brachialis, okay? And with this angle, it does so. So if we're looking for like heavy lifts, this is the bar to be doing it with. However, I still like to encourage the short head of the bicep, because that's where you're going to see the most shape and development, especially if we're training for hypertrophy type goals. So I always see that as an opportunity, especially on this bar, to kind of manage our positions. And don't forget, with any exercise, it's always the same. If we're just rolling out reps and not thinking about it, we're letting our body just engage in what it wants to do. If we can discipline the movement and actively engage with what we want it to do, with what we want to produce, we get a much better and much more fulfilling workout. I think that's what I'm trying to say. So, from there, when I'm saying kind of engage that short head, it comes back to supination. Now, even though we are supinated, but we're going to emphasize that supination on the way up. And what I mean by that is, I'm consciously squeezing the little finger side of my hands up against the bar as I lift through that range, okay? So what you'll find is when you're tired, is you'll lift up and you'll find this side of the hand sort of lifting off. I'm over-exaggerating a little bit so that you can kind of see it. That's very exaggerated. But your instinct is to put the weight through this side of the hand, which is through the thumb and the finger. And we're going to do the opposite. We're going to make sure that we get them palms fully engaged. It's equally as important to do that on the way up through the concentric movement, so that is when we're curling up, as it is on the way down through the eccentric. If you can manage that, you're really going to intensify your workout dramatically. You're going to get a fuller work through the bicep, and it's just going to be more beneficial. Now, next things I just want to go through is positioning with your elbows through the curl. Now, with this technique that I'm demonstrating, we're going to keep the elbows fixed by the sides, because that is going to greater just isolate that bicep. If we are shifting our elbow position, so either moving it backwards, which I do see happen, okay, or coming up and rolling forwards, we're altering the fulcrum line. So that is, we're reducing the tension that is going to be running through the bicep. Whereas if we can stay fixed in position and roll it up, it means you might not quite get as high, so you're not like bringing it up to the chin, but you're going to have maximum tension through the bicep as you go through it. Being mindful then also, obviously, through this little finger side, getting the palms in on the bar, you've got yourself a real good setup for a nice curl. Next thing is core engagement. I always like that, so if you can put a slight bend in the knees, pull that belly button in tight so you can activate transabs and get your posture ready to work. So kind of set yourself in a neutral posture. You've got to do that by not just relaxing, but get that chest up. You can kind of engage the lats to keep you locked in position with the elbows, and then from there, that slight bend in, pull the belly button in tight, and then that will really minimize any kind of drop back that you will have, which you shouldn't do, because you're not going to be lifting stupid weight where you've got to do that. You're going to keep it nice and tight, nice control, pull that belly button in tight, and you'll actually feel a little bit more emphasis through the biceps when you do actively engage the core, because it will just stabilize you a lot more. And that is your standard easy bar bicep curl.